The moment you open your mouth to explain yourself, you've already lost. Think about it. A subtle jab at a dinner table, a sideways comment in a meeting, a lover twisting your words just enough to make you doubt yourself. Your chest tightens, your heart races, your brain screams. Fix this. Clarify. Explain. Defend. So you do. You add context. You justify. You try to be understood. And right there, you hand them power, because the world doesn't judge you by the truth of what you say. It judges you by how badly you need to be believed. The one who explains is the one who submits. The one who defends accepts the other person as the judge. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. Power isn't about being right. It's about who controls the frame. The moment you defend yourself, you step into their frame. You become the defendant in a courtroom that never existed. But here's the twist. What if you didn't explain? What if, when the attack came, you stayed silent? No excuses, no justification, no scrambling. Most people live like emotional puppets. Someone disapproves, they apologize. Someone accuses, they explain. Exhausting, weak, predictable. There's another way. A way so calm, so grounded, so sealed in control that insults don't bounce off you, they dissolve. This isn't arrogance, it's sovereignty, it's power, but it requires letting go of a part of yourself, the part that begs for approval, the part that needs permission. Let that part die, and you won't just gain confidence, you will hold your ground, you will command respect. Let's begin. Section 1. Why you defend yourself. So why do you do it? Why, when someone challenges you, is your first instinct to prove you're right? It starts in childhood. Think back. You're 5 years old. A parent or teacher accuses you of something. What's the only way out? Explanation. Justification. Proof. I didn't do it. It wasn't my fault. I didn't hit him first. You learned survival depended on convincing the authority figure you were good. But here's the trap. Your body never forgot. Even as an adult, your mind still reacts the same way. Every accusation triggers the same panic, the same fight to prove yourself. Your boss, your partner, strangers online, enemies. When you defend yourself, you're saying, "You are the judge. I am the child. Please accept my plea so I can feel safe again." It shows weakness. Humans can sense submission instinctively. Primal instincts don't lie. Niccolò Machiavelli put it bluntly. It is much safer to be feared than loved. Modern translation. It's safer to be respected than understood. When you rush to explain, you're prioritizing being understood over being respected. You're silently begging, "Please get me. Please see my intent." But a king does not explain his decree to a peasant. A lion does not explain its hunt to the gazelle. The moment you start rambling, citing texts, listing events, proving your point, you've given them the key to your mind. Once they have it, they can manipulate it whenever they want. This is the trap of the validating self. You believe that if you just explain clearly enough, people will say, "Oh, I see now, you're right." Spoiler, almost never. The attack was never about facts. It was about power. They don't want truth. They want to see if you will react. And when you do, you've already lost. Section 2. Silence and non-defense, the first power move. The first rule of power is simple. Not every attack deserves a response. Most people talk too much. They explain too fast. They rush to fill silence because silence feels dangerous. But silence is only dangerous to those without control. When someone accuses you and you immediately respond, you confirm one thing: they have authority over you. Silence breaks that structure. When you do not answer right away, the roles begin to shift. They expect resistance. They expect justification. They expect you to play defense. When none comes, the mind panics. Humans are deeply uncomfortable when their expectations fail. They begin to question themselves. Did I misjudge? Did I overstep? Why isn't this working? Silence forces the attacker to confront their own behavior. This is not passive. This is strategic restraint. In ancient courts, silence was a tool of rulers. The one who spoke less revealed less. The one who revealed less could not be used. When you remain silent, you deny them emotional fuel. You deny them information. You deny them control of the tempo. Silence slows the interaction, and whoever controls the pace controls the frame. Most accusations are not requests for truth. They are probes. They are checking. Can I move you? Can I shake you? Can I make you explain yourself? Silence answers all of them at once. It says, I am not rushed. I am not threatened. I do not accept your premise. Even if you choose to speak later, the pause has already done its work. The power is not in never speaking. The power is in choosing when. Those who rush to speak reveal fear. Those who wait reveal certainty. Silence is the first boundary. It is the first signal that you do not operate on other people's emotional timelines. And once that signal is sent, everything else changes. Section 3. Agree and amplify. Judge flip. Silence is the first move, but silence is not the only move. Sometimes words are required. When they are, one rule stays absolute. Never defend. Never justify. Defense hands the frame to the other person. The moment you explain, you accept the role they assigned you. Instead, you agree with what is factual and exaggerate what is emotional. Someone says, "You're obsessed with money, you're greedy." The defensive response tries to correct the accusation. That correction fails because it accepts the premise. A controlled response does something different. It removes emotional resistance. Agreement disarms conflict. Amplification exposes exaggeration. By not resisting the label, you strip it of power. By extending it beyond logic, you reveal its weakness. The attacker expects friction. When there is none, the structure collapses. This is not sarcasm. This is not humor for approval. This is frame control. You decide how the statement is interpreted, not them. Now comes the second layer, the judge flip. Every accusation follows a pattern. One person positions themselves as the judge. The other is pushed into the role of defendant. Questions like, why did you do that? What were you thinking? Who do you think you are? Each question assumes authority. Answering them places you beneath the questioner. The power move is to refuse the role entirely. Instead of explaining your behavior, you examine theirs. When accused, redirect attention to the structure of the accusation itself. This breaks the courtroom dynamic. You are no longer answering charges. You are evaluating motives. The conversation shifts from defense to observation. Once this happens, accusations lose momentum. They no longer land. They no longer escalate, because power does not come from winning arguments. It comes from controlling the frame in which the argument exists. Those who defend are trapped inside the frame. Those who redirect step outside it. Agreeing removes friction. Amplifying removes credibility. Flipping the judge removes authority. Together, they end the attack without confrontation. This is not submission. This is positioning. You are no longer reacting. You are structuring the interaction itself. Section 4. Fogging and ownership. Actions versus identity. Silence removes fuel, but clarity removes confusion. When words are necessary, there is a strict boundary. Address actions. Never defend identity. Most attacks are not about behavior. They are about labeling. Someone says, "You messed up this report. You're incompetent." The instinctive response is to protect identity. That instinct creates weakness. Defending identity accepts the insult as a valid threat. A stronger response separates fact from framing. You acknowledge the action. You ignore the label. Facts do not require emotional engagement. Labels demand it. By responding only to what is real, you refuse manipulation. This technique is known as fogging. Fogging means agreeing with what is objectively true while refusing to participate in emotional escalation. You do not argue. You do not explain. You do not counterattack. You simply state what will be done next. This produces discomfort in the attacker. Their goal was emotional reaction. Their goal was control. Both fail. Here is why this works. People who lack internal stability rely on provoking reactions. When no reaction appears, their position weakens. Ownership of action signals internal control. Defense of identity signals fear. When you own mistakes calmly, there is nothing left to attack. The conversation stops escalating because it has no resistance. This is not compliance. This is boundary control. You decide what part of the statement deserves attention. Everything else is ignored. Non-verbal consistency matters more than words. Posture, pace, and stillness communicate certainty. If your internal state is stable, the external interaction resolves itself. The deeper principle is integration. When you accept your capacity for mistakes, labels lose their impact. Shame only works on what you refuse to acknowledge. Once acknowledged, it dissolves. You are no longer protecting an image. You are operating from clarity, and clarity cannot be destabilized. Section 5. Integration and challenge. 7-day no-defense game. Understanding a concept is not enough. Behavior only changes through practice. This section is not theory. It is implementation. For the next 7 days, apply one rule. Do not explain yourself. This is not silence at all costs. This is removal of unnecessary defense. If something happens, state only what occurred. If coffee is spilled, acknowledge it. No excuses. No external blame. If you are late, acknowledge it. No justification. No narrative. If someone misunderstands you, do nothing. Allow the misunderstanding to exist. This will feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is expected. The urge to explain is a learned response. It exists to regain safety through approval. By not acting on it, you interrupt the pattern. During these 7 days, observe reactions. Some people will become confused. Some will repeat themselves. Some will escalate briefly. Then something shifts. Interactions shorten. Accusations lose momentum. People adjust their tone, not because you demanded respect, but because uncertainty forces recalibration. When you remove explanation, you remove the emotional leverage others rely on. Energy previously spent managing perception becomes available. Mental noise decreases. Decision-making becomes simpler. You are no longer reacting. You are choosing. This practice is not about dominance. It is about self-regulation. When behavior aligns with internal certainty, external validation becomes unnecessary. This is how authority forms naturally, not through force, not through persuasion, through consistency. The world tests boundaries. It always has. This exercise teaches you where yours begin and end. By the end of 7 days, the impulse to defend weakens. Silence becomes comfortable. Clarity becomes automatic. And from that point forward, interactions change permanently. If this idea challenged how you usually respond to pressure, write "no defense" in the comments. Not to agree, not to impress, only to mark awareness. If you noticed yourself reacting differently while listening, leave a short comment describing what stood out. Reading patterns sharpens understanding. If you want more breakdowns like this, focused on behavior, power dynamics, and psychological control, subscribe to the channel. New videos follow the same approach. No motivation, no hype, only practical frameworks you can apply immediately. Stay if this direction is useful. Leave if it isn't. The choice is yours.